As a child, my parents were separated. One was poor and one was rich.
What's up, you sexy bitch?
So I have some lessons and stories and videos from these experiences that chances are you will see in yourself. So let me just start with something that might strike a chord with some of you. Have you ever had this happen? Man, I'm hungry. Let's see what's in the fridge. Nothing. Well, how about the cabinet? Nothing. Well, let's just check the fridge again. Nothing. How about the cabinet? Well, either I starve or I'm gonna have to eat something real deprived. And you know fully well when this happens, it gets awfully hard to sleep when that hunger's just gnawing at you. And speaking of gnawing hunger, there was some poor meals that just hit kinda different. Such as taking some dry ramen noodles in a seasoning packet, throwing it in a bag and creating some ghetto chips. And also an honorable mention has to be the sugar bread. And macaroni and hot dogs, those are all classics. But when you're rich, your meals tend to look a little bit more appetizing, and the crazy part is sometimes the rich meals actually cost less than McDonald's. Very nice, very nice. Compliments to the chef. Oh, and I know this is one you guys will love, cars. When you're poor, car problems is one of the greater fears, since it can really put a dent in your money, but when you're rich, car problems are usually under warranty. And I'm gonna be real, cool cars are just a lot of fun. But it's not just cars that are different, it's even things like clothes. For example, you have the poor clothing store, and then you have the rich clothing store. And sometimes it's not even a store, but hand-me-down clothes. But at the same time, accessories don't always need to hurt the bank. For example, my dad collected expensive watches, but he always bought them for a good price and then sold them for a profit years later, making a luxurious purchase to be an investment. And he did this for most things, even things that are generally a depreciating asset such as cars. And boats. But this did teach me a lot about quality versus quantity. And speaking of quantity, buying items in bulk to get a cheaper price per unit is a way to save money, which according to data is exactly what poor people don't do. Man, I can't afford to buy that, so it looks like I'm gonna get a few rolls instead. I'll come back another few days later. And before we move on to the lessons and stories of being poor, I just want to mention a few more things I've learned from the rich side, such as having good credit, budgeting, leveraging your time, and once you hit a certain income, it's worth to outsource certain things such as cleaning, since you make more money per hour than it would cost to hire out that certain thing, and it's just literally not worth your time. And now onto the poor side, which might come off as a slightly negative thing, but don't interpret it that way, since pain really is quite the teacher sometimes. When you're poor, you often will wait until the last minute to replace things, whether it be your toothbrush, your clothes, even my gaming chair, and many other things, leading to hoarding. And an example I have is I wouldn't replace my light bulbs until the last of the 4 would burn out. Hey guys, Dorbol here. Wait, what the fuck? And just along with waiting too long to replace things, we often reuse a lot of things that probably weren't meant to be reused, such as sandwich bags, lunch meat containers, and even saving sauce packets and napkins from restaurants. Alright, that's McDonald's, Jimmy. Go ahead and grab as many sauce packets and napkins as you can, because we're going to be using those for the next week. Yes, sir! And I'm not sure if this is a poor family thing, but having a job in high school. And this teaches you a lesson in how shitty jobs can be, especially since they pay kids less than minimum wage. But it does teach you the value of earning your own way. Alright, your total will be $15.55.
According to my math, it should actually be $15.56, you absolute buffoon. How dare you mess up my order like that? I'm never coming here again. 1-star review. Fuck you.
And there's a certain burden and shame that comes with being poor, such as free school lunches, discomfort in receiving gifts, and just not wanting to have people over due to a messy and or having a shared bedroom.
Hey Dorbol, you want to come with me and my dad to go get some food?
Oh well, you see, I don't want your dad to be spending money on me, because that's just not a good idea.
Oh no, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't have any money.
And then you proceed to order the cheapest item on the menu just so you don't have them spend a whole bunch of money on you. But this isn't inherently completely negative, since it really does teach you humility. And as you're growing older, the lows of growing up makes it much easier to live a content life with a lot less going on. And it shows you things could always be worse. Another pain is that sometimes you wouldn't use the AC or the heat, and so nights would go a little bit like this.
Oh my god, I'm sweating to death. Oh, this is impossible to sleep in. Oh, I'll freeze to death tonight.
So a blessing and a curse I got was that I get more pain from buying things than joy from getting the item itself. And this has indirectly taught me the gift of anti-materialism. And it showed me that having financial freedom is just more valuable than having any item. But there's a few things I will never understand, such as driving out of your way to find cheaper gas and spending hours couponing. I mean, this is the reality of it right here. Man, that gas station's kind of expensive. Let's go check the gas app to see which one has some cheaper prices. Oh damn, that one 3 miles away. It's a whole 5 cents cheaper. I'ma go out my way and get that. Man, I'd have saved a whole $1.50. And the reality is they spent more than $1.50 driving over there. And if you include their time as well, they spent at least $5-10, so they're wasting their time. And a few honorable mentions have to be buying clearance food, aka expired food, and the broke kids TV channels. From living on both sides, I've learned what's priceless in life, and that's gotta be your health, your mental stability, and your freedom. Wealth is pretty much in your mind and not your bank account. Like, let me paint a picture for you real quick. We have two people. Hey, Butler, give me another soda. Thanks. And then we have the other side of the story. Hey, we don't got a lot of money, but do you want to just go for a hike or something? You know, I'm feeling good today. Let's go for a run. And see, that's very two different sides of the coin. But the reality is you probably want to be the one that's capable of living still. You know, you can have all the money in the world, but there's not a single rich person in the world that wouldn't trade all their money for a better health. So at the end of the day, really focus on what's priceless in life. The things that are given to you for free from birth is really the most important things in life. And if you focus on that, it will usually bring everything else with you. And one last thing, a pet peeve that really bothers me is people say, oh, eating healthy is so expensive, but then they go spend like $10 at a fast food place. Eating is not expensive, you just gotta cook, which is not as difficult as you think if you really just learn how to do it. That's my pet peeve. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I do gotta say that I am just grateful to be able to experience multiple views of life. And feel free to comment some things you've learned from your uprising, and feel free to click this video right here.